Welcome to the shit show.
Tom, it is Wednesday night. Dynamite just ended, 20 minutes ago, and we are going to do this show tonight. We normally do it Thursday nights. If anybody is watching us live right now, can you hear the sounds of our voices? Tom hasn't spoken yet, but he didn't gather the cue. There we go. Okay, all right.
No, I was listening. I was doing it for you. And so, yes, I heard the sound of your voice.
Nice. We didn't do a full sound check because we're trying to get this off the ground. We had people waiting, maybe still have, to watch this thing live, which reminds me to tell you, if you're listening back, if you're a podcast listener, we love you. But you could be watching this show live with us on YouTube when we do it, typically Thursday nights, but sometimes Wednesday nights. Stay tuned to allelitewrapup.com for the details. But Tom, as you know, we like the people watching live to chime in with us. So if you're watching, talk along with us, right? When we're talking about a match, tell us what you thought about, or ask us a thought-provoking question, and we will interact with you. Tom, man, what's new with you?
Nothing. So let's talk about AEW.
Not a damn thing.
That was fun, huh? No, nothing's really new. I don't know. What's new? Nothing.
Olympics are over.
Oh, man. Did you get to see did you see who blew out the flame? You know how that's how you end the Olympics is you get a
Cruise thing.
No, well, that's the closing ceremony, but I'm talking about the actual, they get athletes to blow out the flame. Two of them were my guys. Majan Lopez, the greatest Olympian of all time. Fuck you if you disagree, because you're wrong. And then my guy, Teddy Raniere, judo, the greatest judokan of all time. So that was really cool.
The suggestion I saw online of getting all the gold medal winners together for a round of ultimate dodgeball to have one standing elite winner of the Olympics is a great idea.
But no, because wouldn't it just be handball? Wouldn't it just be the handball guys?
The handball folks would, but are they good at dodging? Are they
Yeah.
I say make it full contact. Then you get your wrestler guy in there to be like, you know what I mean? Double leg someone throw the ball in their face.
That was such a good sound. I thought you played a sound bite. That was really good.
Nice.
I like that a lot.
Maybe I should record that and make it a sound bite.
Maybe.
Welcome to the show. Everybody gets wild here.
Yeah. So, nothing's new. What about you? Anything new with you?
Nothing crazy.
Good.
We've been preparing the house. Got a friend coming in over the weekend, so that's one of the reasons we're doing this show tonight, right? So other than that, nothing new with me, man. Nothing new at all. Excited to talk about AEW.
What? Hold on. What did you just say? You got what happened with the house?
Got a friend coming over to stay over the weekend, right? Like a friend from the military times coming through. Can hang out. We haven't seen him in 9 years.
That is not why you told me we're doing the show tonight and not tomorrow night.
No, it is. Yeah.
No, it isn't.
That's what I've said it several weeks now.
No. You said we have a release, and so I have to do testing on Thursday night. So, I guess your company does release.
That was the last
right,
time.
And then you said the next time. You said, and then we're going to be doing this in 2 weeks. That's what you said.
Nope.
Yeah? Huh? Yes,
Nope.
it is.
Nope.
You did tell me about the friend, but you didn't tell me that's why. Why couldn't the friend just join tomorrow night?
He's not a wrestling fan. He doesn't know jack shit about it at all. No, probably.
Do you have to know wrestling? Right.
I mean, you have to know All Elite Wrestling to be able to talk about All Elite Wrap-Up.
No, you don't. You can easily join us at any time. And look, anyone should be able to join any show. If you were to ask me tomorrow night, hey, you want to do a recap of The Walking Dead? Assuming I watched the episode, I could talk about it, right? Come on. Yeah. It's talking television.
So here, we may or may not do a bonus second episode of the All Elite Wrap-Up tomorrow with a special guest. I'll ask him.
No.
And we'll see if he wants to get it.
No, I'm busy.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you already made plans.
No, Thursdays are usually my busy night. I usually can't do the show Thursday nights. Yeah. You big time me, Tim.
Game.
No, you big time me. No, it's our off day. You big time me. I don't want my friend to meet Tom. I get it.
Oh, no, we can meet. We should do a supplemental video or something, but he's going to, if we ask him a wrestling question, he's going to be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know.
Right. Well, good. We'll ask him some questions, or he can ask us some questions.
We were thinking about going to the Ethnic Food Festival. You should go to that with us over the weekend.
I don't know what that means.
City.
I don't know what that means.
You know what that means. You know what all those words mean. Spell it
nope.
out. You know what they mean.
Don't ask me to spell things. It's even worse than knowing them. AEW Dynamite.
Spell it. I don't even know it.
Yeah. Took place in Norfolk, Virginia, the Chartway Arena, the granddaddy of them all.
Granddaddy of them all. Always wanted to go to a show there.
It kicked off with a TBS championship match. Your champion, Mercedes Moné, taking on Hikaru Shida. So we get some fun stuff. This is kind of interesting, I thought, just to see if you go back to 2020, right, when the pandemic started and kind of that time period of, ultimate lockdown before fans were even allowed to step into, any arena or anything like that. It was really Hikaru Shida carrying the flag for AEW and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, carrying the flag for WWE during that time period for the respective divisions. You know what I mean? So now fast forward to 2024 to see those two in a ring competing against each other, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I hit the ground running. You've said this, we don't want to appear hypocritical when we want to avoid it, because we've always tried to strictly thus say what Mercedes Moné does best, even though we don't tend to like her much, is wrestle. So when we kick off with title match, she's wrestling, and we put Hikaru Shida, this had me pumped. You said when you're live threading, which by the way, join Tom when he live threads during Dynamite at all_elite Wrapup or _elite_Wrapup. You'll find us. You said you felt like this was going to be a big night, right? Like that they were going to bring some fucking hammers, right? And it started with as such, and I was bought in. I was like, this is going to be cool. I think we got 3 title matches here tonight, and this one started it, and they delivered everything I would have expected from it, right? These two ladies were ready to throw hands.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like I said, just the visual of seeing the two in the ring together was fun. Then you got Camilla. I'm not calling her by her nickname. That's a stupid nickname. But we got Camilla. What did I say? Camilla,
right? Yeah, I think. Right? Isn't it Camille?
Side note. All these names. Yeah, but all these names are so fucking hard to remember how to say and say them correctly. Lana, Lana.
We need
all this.
We need a soundbite that's like old guy alert, right? Whenever we start,
it's not old guy. It's not old guy. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. That's what it is.
I don't get this music you're walking out to. This mumble.
No, I just don't get words. I don't get words. I don't get them. I have a friend. Here's a fun thing.
You got a friend?
I have a friend. Yeah. Name is spelled Theo. Say it. What's the name?
Theo.
It's Theo.
I knew right where it was going. I wanted to fuck with you, but yes, you would think Theo when you read it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, you would think Theo because you're a Middle American, white dude. You're right in the heartlands.
Here's the thing. I can't know everything.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Brother?
Yeah. Like if you're like, hey, let's just use hopefully the future president as the example. I don't know Kamala, right? I don't know.
Right.
Because when I grew up as just a wrestling fan, Kamala, the Ugandan giant. Kamala.
So
right?
that particular example floors me because I've known for a long time that it's Kamala Harris and not Kamala, right? Or not Kamala, right? It's Kamala, not Kamala. However, we grew up, Tom and I, with Kamala, right? Like the Ugandan giant, slap in the belly. We would pretend to do that. Love that guy. Now, but I've known it's Kamala Harris, and I'm right 97% of the time. But I did say Kamala the other day. My wife was like, by the way, and she wasn't trying to be like divisive and cut me out. She's like, by the way, you pronounced it wrong. It's Kamala. And I was like, oh, I know. I was like, but what you don't understand is I'm fighting the urge of pro wrestling. There's a wrestler called, I had to explain to her, and then I was like slapping my belly walking around, and she didn't get it, but
Yeah, because specifically with that example too, it's spelled the exact way, right? It's not like there's a different, there's an I between the A or something like that. No.
And in our defense, again, being middle America, USA, white dudes of our age, there's only the second time we've ever seen that name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen it anywhere else. Yeah. Right.
So what's her name then? What's her name on the outside?
Who was?
What's her? Who's with Mercedes Moné? What's her name then? I said it. Camille.
Oh, Camille. Camille. I think it's Camille.
Camille.
Yeah, Camille or Camille.
Camille. Oh,
See?
now I'm saying it too much. It's not a real word.
You were saying Camilla at first, but I know the part I think is wrong. But I don't know if it's Camille or Camille, but I think it ends there. And correct us if we're wrong. Anybody watching live, right? Join in now or hit us up later and tell us that we're done.
Yeah. Or just,
nicely.
What's a word that you keep saying and then doesn't become a word anymore? One for me is re-signed, because then it looks like resigned.
Yeah.
And then I get caught up and I'm like, so did he quit or is he still there? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. So do I got a coworker or am I doing all this work by myself?
This guy resign or did he resign?
Yeah.
Are we having a go-away party or a celebration party?
Yeah, because if I give him a go-away cake and he signed an extension, I'm going to feel stupid.
I'm like, I hope you have a great time here, leaving here, like away. And they're like, no, did I resign? You're like, oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great. Yeah. I mean, great.
That's great. Yep. Yeah. So we got Hikaru Shida and Mercedes Moné, and they're doing the fighting stuff, right? Boom, bop, bop,
little punches, throws, ovarian delight.
Yep. And then we get some distraction on the outside, which then leads to Mercedes Moné getting the victory. Haha! Yes. Isn't that great? Mercedes, still your TBS
classic
champion.
Heel stuff. Yeah. Did she do the thing? I forgot.
Sure.
She did the little.
Yep.
You know,
always.
Yep,
she did the thing.
Yeah. You hold the title up, right? That's what you do. Yeah.
That's what you always do. That's what I do with all my belts. When I take them off my pants, I say, "Here."
Anytime I'm super proud of something, I like hold it as high as I can over my head. I'm like, everybody, look at me. Look at me.
So, then the music hits for Britt Baker, and Camille looks out in the crowd, and there's a girl, which here's like, we need to button up a little something here in the storytelling, because we've done this in pro wrestling before in AEW and in the other promotion, where they identify, a few weeks back, Britt Baker dressed up like Sting. And so this girl is in the same spot dressed up, or, this individual is dressed up very similar in the same spot. I bet you that's Britt Baker. So let's beat that person up. They took him out. Bop, bop, bop. Here's, how's your mother? Ba, da, 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 da. Check the oil, all the fun stuff. Meanwhile, Britt Baker makes her way through the crowd, comes up, and then she attacks Mercedes, tries to get the old, how's your molars? And and then Camille drags her out. Britt Baker's like, bitch, right? But here's where we need to button up this story. Who the fuck was that person?
Yeah, you just beat up a random fan? Do we have to address that next week? Like, are you going to get suspended again? Or no, that was Britt Baker got suspended. But you beat up a random fan.
Yeah.
Did that person have a friend with them? Like, why didn't they come to their defense? Like, why?
Or was it like Britt Baker's patient? Like, hey, since you can't pay the bill, stand in for me. You're going to get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pull your tooth.
Would have been great if it would have been Reba.
That's what I really thought it was. Because at first I was like, this is going to be Jamie Hayter, right? Jamie Hayter's going to be coming out.
With the mask.
But then when it was, but then when it was like, they're just getting their ass kicked, I was like, well, it's not Jamie Hayter. So then my thought was, we're getting the band back together. It's going to be Rebel. But then we just didn't find out. It's so weird. I don't like that.
Just poor chump. Just random. Sorry. Thanks for buying a ticket to All Elite Wrestling. We hope you enjoyed your experience.
Yeah. Who else wants a front row seat? Not me.
Your ever loving ass whipped.
Yeah. So we get that. And man, I tell you what, after that, we hit the NOS button on this car, because this episode did not stop after that. So we go backstage, and Renee Paquette is back there talking to Jeff Jarrett and the whole, Team TNA.
Why? Yeah.
And Hangman goes, fuck this. Wow. Comes in and then Molly whopping people. Pop, 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 pop. Did you catch this? Grabs Renee's microphone to then hit Jeff Jarrett in the head with it. Wow. And then grab Jay Lethal and take his ass to the ring. Did you catch that part?
Yeah. Loved it. I like this. Hangman comes in and just starts fucking people's interviews up. I could deal with more of this.
Mm-hmm. It does make me
wonder. You're not gonna fucking talk about this shit.
Right. Well, because it makes me think, though, Team TNA, hey, where's your giant? The one time you don't have your giant? Should have had your giant. And Sanjay Dutt, again, AEW does a fantastic job of like letting you know that people have histories, right? Even later on in the night, we hear Excalibur talk about how he competed against Bryan Danielson, right? So we have acknowledging of histories. So Sanjay Dutt, I know you wrestled. I know you were a former champion. You can't just throw a punch at someone. Are you Stokely Hathaway all of a sudden? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was weird.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. There is, I'm injured and can no longer compete. Sure. I'm also out of ring shape. But I know, and you know, I only know a few because of you, but I know plenty of out of shape, broke down, old professional fighters in real life. Mm-hmm. And brother, you try to throw hands around them, they think they're still knocking your ass out. You know what I mean? Like they're not afraid of a fight.
Yeah, that's
like they're not going into a sanctioned bout where they have to do it for 20 minutes. But like a bar fight, they're like, please let me have this rush again.
Yeah. Well, and especially in this example, their friend is getting punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they would go grab a motherfucker and throw him through a wall. Like, you know, get off, right? Like, they would do that at the very least. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, throw a brick at someone. I don't know. So, anyhow, Hangman looks awesome.
More bricks, right? Just throw some bricks around here. We're the brick house. Let her start throwing bricks. I'll be into her then.
Yeah, if that's her gimmick, she puts bricks upside bitches' heads.
Comes up bricks a bitch.
Yes. Brick a bitch.
Brick a bitch is her shirt. Yes.
Oh,
brick a bitch.
Yes.
She's the brick. All right. So suddenly we just made her the top fucking draw of the company.
You can sell bricks at the show with her name on it.
Yeah, little soft bricks.
Yeah.
Brick a bitch. It's what it says on it.
Yeah. On the other side. Yeah. Her name on the
I tell you, not even wrestling fans, like non-wrestling fans would buy this shit. If they saw a brick that says brick a bitch. And
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we could make Tony Khan. Let's work a deal.
Yeah.
Let's work a deal.
Come on. That's a really good idea.
All right.
God damn. All right, but then Jay Lethal's wrestling Hangman Adam Page.
Then not a really good idea. Jay Lethal.
But Hangman's fun, and they're going back and forth. But Hangman, I like this because he's obviously showing that he is the better competitor of the two. And he beats the piss out of old Jay Lethal towards the end of this, and then hits him with the buckshot lariat and wins. Now, I have a question for you. Not that I care in the sense of like, is it real? Is it not? But then after the match, little clunky, and maybe that's good because sometimes I like clunky in my pro wrestling. But Hangman looks at Jay Lethal. The doctors are like looking at Jay Lethal very seriously, it feels like. And then he just kind of looks at him, gets his hand raised, which I don't recall him really doing a lot, and then just walks out of the ring. So do we think Jay Lethal really got fucked up here, or is that just good selling?
I mean, yeah, it didn't look like overly done acting, right? Now, Jay Lethal I think Jay Lethal is known for some kitschy overacting, but I think that's on purpose, right? I think he can be serious enough when done. So, like, nothing was telltale to be like, no, this is fucking real, right? Like, I think because they did hover a little bit, made me think maybe it's part of a deal. The fun thing about utilizing a character, utilizing the method, right? Let's say this is not real and this is a performance. Utilizing that method with a character like Jay Lethal is better than, say, when we did it with Bryan Danielson, because Jay Lethal isn't always on TV for weeks at a time already, right?
Right.
So we might not ever get the answer, right? Jay Lethal can come back in 6 weeks and be like, I healed up from that neck injury or whatever, that concussion, and we'll be like, oh shit, that was
yeah,
right.
All right, yeah. So Hangman gets a victory.
To answer your question, I don't really,
I don't know. But it was
I'm gonna hope he's fine, right?
That's because it was clunky, and I like clunkiness. That's one of the reasons why Terry Funk's the greatest. But Hangman continues his revenge tour 2024, and takes out Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. So fuck those guys, apparently.
Yeah.
But here's where I'll take a quick side quest with you. We're coming up on All In. We don't have a Kenny Omega. We don't have a lot of the big name stars from last year. We don't have a Samoa Joe. We don't have a CM Punk. So Hangman's here. What are we doing with him, you think? He has to be on the show, you would, right? If Stokely Hathaway's wrestling on the pre-show, Hangman has to be a fucking somewhere on this thing.
Big
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You raggedy bitch.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah, we don't have like an announced reason for the Hangman to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So do we ignore that and he fucks Swerve up?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
But it feels weird.
Next week.
Yeah, but it feels weird for a promotion that puts, 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bucket to then be like, hey, one of our top guys, right. We're fine. He's just not in it.
So we are watching All In, and we get Bryan Danielson is hanging on through a brutal match, right? But he's still giving it his all. But Swerve starts doing some sinister, dark, evil stuff, right? To really like heal, make us hate him, make it look like he's going to end the career of Bryan Danielson, where we're all like, please don't do this, boo. And we get the white horse, right? We get the Hangman. Actually, let's make it a black horse, because right now he's on revenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get the music. Man, but we don't got the good music anymore. I know we're trying to do this heelish Hangman.
You don't need music. Just have that motherfucker riding on the horse.
Ride in on the horse. Yep.
Yeah.
Have the black mask over his face, something, right? Let's get that imagery. He comes in and then just, you know what I mean? Then he takes out Swerve. And I don't know. Maybe we don't get a finish to that match. Maybe that throws things in the air. We're like, what happened to Bryan Danielson?
Or we do get a finish to the match and Bryan Danielson becomes your champ.
Yeah, could be. More on
if that were to happen. Yeah, if that were to happen, though, Hangman can't then be like, hey, guys, like, still keep it. You know what I mean? Still keep it.
It ain't done yet. I don't envision that, like, whatever he does to Swerve here is like, okay, now I can move on and, like, my anxiety is gone, right?
Well, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, like, we would cheer him, right? Us, the crowd. Of course. But then him is like, no.
Have some reason for him to be mad at us about cheering for that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. No.
Yeah. Like, don't cheer that. You were here to help me. You were cheering that. Like, let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was here. Right. I was right the entire time. Mm-hmm. And look, Hangman, I agree with you. There it is. So.
Yeah, please don't hurt us.
Yeah.
This is a cowboy shit podcast right here.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Cowboy shit appreciation. So after that, we get a video package. MJF went over there to London and he had a match with the fella. I don't know the person's name, but apparently he's a big name in Rev Pro. Yeah. I will say this from the highlight package. I was telling Emily this too, because she was like, where was that show at? Like, she was like, was that at like a
bar?
No, she thought it was like in someone's garage. She was like, was that in someone's garage? I was like, well, it's bigger than that, But I will say this. When you have motherfuckers on top of each other like that, and everyone gets crazy, but like, not like Raw Underground, right? But when you got all those people, it makes you want to be there, right? It makes
that's what Raw Underground was trying to mimic, right? Yeah. It has to be authentic because the crowd has to be real because it has to be born out of that, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to find an event space that hosts, your metal shows or your punk rock shows or your, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get something that's already catering to a type of crowd that's going to be raucous. The St. Louis Glory Pro did that well, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to say the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Right.
I think, though, they should do this once a month. Have you been watching Collision? I have. So I really like that intimate feel.
Arena.
Yeah, Now, here's the thing that I would change, just me preference-wise. Put them on top of each other. It's cool to have like a flat area, but then when people get spread out too thin, it doesn't feel that way, right? Like the Rev Pro show, I'll
give you this. Let's do a college basketball reference. If you've ever seen the Oklahoma State college basketball stadium, they took a small stadium at one point where like, we need to add on to this. And they essentially just kind of like added layers on top of it. So these things are like, they're not like basketball arena where you see it kind of go, they're like this. And it provides this, like, it looks like these motherfuckers might jump down and just like start going to town on you, right? Like, it's crazy. It's intense. Yeah. When you're facing a wall of you know what I mean, screaming angry folks.
Or loving, adoring fans.
Or adoring,
right?
yeah. It's kind of where the GCW, right? In their regular venue that they like to go in most often, right? What is that? Jersey one is over there. Yeah, I forget.
Or the other one. Remember when AEW did the cruise show? That's where the sing along with Jericho song started.
Yeah,
was on that cruise because of that stuff.
Yep.
Now that was too windy and stuff, right? You know, obviously. Yeah. But anyhow, that aside,
cruise feels that way too. Yeah, when like everybody's kind of on the around, you're just it's that sort of you're engulfed in a, like I said, a pit almost. It's Coliseum like feeling.
Yeah. So anyhow, that was my first observation. I like that about this Rev Pro show. But I don't know if you saw any of the clips. MJF goes over there to London. He's wearing red and yellow.
Yeah.
He gets on the microphone and he says, as if he's not quoting something, the lyrics to Real American, Hulk Hogan's theme song, and then wrestles this gentleman.
Yeah.
And
he said, I am a real American. I fight for the rights of every man.
Yeah. That's perfect. I mean, he does like 6 or 7 bars. Yeah.
You should start drinking that Real American beer or whatever the fuck that thing that used that fucking car salesman is hawking now. Hogan.
Who? Oh, Hogan has a beer?
Hogan. Yeah, he's got a beer. It's called Real American Beer. He's got him with American flag on it. You know, he went all America on us.
I get it to a certain extent, but like Broken Skull fits Austin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Papa Tooie fits The Rock. I don't know if Real American really fits your red and yellow.
He's a real American. He fights for the rights of every man.
Well, I'm not even talking like let's get Terry out of it. I'm just talking about the character itself.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, right?
But
I know he was like pro-American, said it, but like, and it was in the song, but it was never like he's the America guy. Although there were some rumors that he might have been Mr. America.
No, but in this, MJF gets a victory. Then he starts to do the Tiger Driver 91 to some fella. Or no, he was going to do it to a lady.
What's the 91 about? Was it created?
The year that was when it was created. The Tiger Driver 1991. I don't know. That sounds right. But Will Ospreay, he was there in London because he lives there. Why were we shocked? And he runs down and he's like, I'm going to get you. And MJF goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. Right. And then they have this thing where they're talking shit on each other. Right. Ospreay says, I'm on another level, bro. And MJF is like, come on, you suck. And so they're going back and forth. Well, what did you think of the highlight package? What do you think about going into the
we had a vignette off, right, for this.
I liked it.
Essentially. Yeah, it was fine. So if it's the Tiger Driver 91, I'm going to call my thing the Clam Hammer 80, right? All right. So the Clam Hammer 80. Yeah, man, I liked it, but I still kind of, I think you touched on this last week. The whole storyline on paper feels like it should have come off cooler than it has been. You know, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, it's not boring, but I kind of don't care who comes away with this, to be honest with you. I think I'm interested to see who they pick and who gets the victory here, but I like either way. I don't think either guy's affected either way. I don't think. I get that maybe they're saying, hey, we don't want Will Ospreay to get booed or cheered against in any regard. So let's just make it pro London. It's MJF versus America. He's going all America. Right. So I get him to hate it. Yeah. Yeah. But man, the more interesting story to me, and maybe side quest before I finish my thought here, because it just came to my brain. We needed to MJF stop. You did it in 2020 and it was fun. When you did the Make AEW Great Again, and you did all the stuff with John Moxley, right? But now you're doing it again in 2024. Brother, if you're still wrestling in 2028, right? 4 years? Yeah, 8. Yeah. Stop it. I don't need you to fucking do American. And we don't need references to that shit right now either. Like, everybody's pretty well just you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, even if it was Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, sure. Stop with the political things every 4 years. Because, yeah, every presidential cycle, we don't need to also have you talking about, you know what I mean? Exactly. We don't, you look like a tryhard. But what I was going to say is, I don't. At least Mustafa Ali runs that gimmick year round. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So what I was going to say, though, is the more interesting storyline to me is who is going to take the reins of this company moving forward, right? Because you already have Will Ospreay saying, I'm on another level. And this is my time. And then MJF is saying, right. But MJF is always saying,
I'm the best here. I've always been the best here. I got a fucking tattoo that says, I bleed this, right? And then that's the story. Like, that's more interesting to me.
Yeah. I kind of, though, I don't know. Again, like, I don't know that either one. Like, so let's say Will Ospreay wins. I don't know that next week we're like, and now we got to put Will Ospreay into the world title as soon as we can and make him the face of everything. Like, I don't think that's happening either. Like,
no, but I think
stay on a high, but like,
right. But I think the more interesting story, and again, this is where I've always thought wrestling fails. Quick tangent here. This is where I think pro wrestling has always failed.
Time with Tom.
Yes. The more interesting thing in pro wrestling is the loser.
Failure.
Yeah. Like, the thing that got me hooked onto Hangman is when they lost the tag team championships, what that fucking journey looked like to get back to like soberness, right? And then to the title. And so again, let's just say we ran this thing, the loser could have a crisis of conscience going like, well, fuck, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No. Like, for example, let's just say MJF loses, right? He's got a fucking tattoo of this fucking company now on his leg.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, so maybe this isn't my thing. You know what I mean? That's the more interesting thing.
So, like, in a sports metaphor, right? Sure, we all talked about the Patriots, right? And it was impressive, right? They won all those NFL, the Super Bowls and everything. But, like, when somebody like the Eagles with Nick Foles, right, who had consistently been, right, like, on the door but not there, right? They managed to roll into town and upset them one, right? Like, it's because that story had been built up for so long, right? The ups, the downs, the near misses, the crisis of faith, right? That all those people could tell before they got to that moment. We experienced that before the Chiefs, before they, started winning Super Bowls left and right, and currently on 2 of 3 straight. But, so now we've flipped the script on that one. It's interesting seeing both sides. But anyway, neither here nor there. But you're right. Like, yeah, I'm less interested in who wins here. I'm kind of more interested in who loses and what that means for that person's character. Yeah. I'm a little worried that, like, if Ospreay loses, nothing happens with the character. We just move on to next person says something, and one day he's like, oh, yeah, bruv. And, like, then they fight, and nobody fucking remembers shit. MJF, however, he loses. We know what he does. He'll have a plan, right? And he will introduce something that will enthrall us. So,
yes.
I mean, now that's not to say you should always have MJF lose because of that, right? And we'll pick next week. But, yeah, you're right. I just kind of don't care outside of that, right? I'm kind of like, all right, so what does that mean for the loser here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, even to one thought about that is like a sports reference. Another one is, go up to Pittsburgh and you got Justin Fields and Russell Wilson competing for the starting job. If Russell Wilson loses out, does that mean his fucking career's over? Right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, is he done?
Would you repeat what the Pittsburgh fans have to look forward to? They got Justin Fields and Russell Wilson competing for their starting job.
Hey, look, they won 9 games with Kenny Pickett. And I don't even know if Kenny Pickett knows how to say his last name. So, like, you got at least 2 guys who know how to play football. You know what I mean?
True.
Mike Tomlin, if Pittsburgh were to win the fucking Super Bowl, it would not shock me just because Mike Tomlin is that good of a coach. Anyhow, that's my football tangent. Side note, still not ready for football. I was seeing the preseason stuff and I was like, get this off my TV. Didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm still baseball. Like, let's get into it. We got playoffs coming on. We got meaningful shit. I don't give a fuck about the 3rd string linebacker for Seattle. Fuck out of here. Anyhow, we get back and Pac.
Listen, the 3rd strings linebacker for Seattle battle is pretty intense, Tom. Like, it's neck and neck.
I bet. Hey, so then we get back and Pac. Remember him?
Yeah.
I forgot about this because remember,
said
he's a fucking idiot. Hold on. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
Okay.
He's a fucking idiot.
All right.
So let's remember this. He wins the fucking match to become the number 1 contender.
Yeah.
And then says, LOL, come back in a little bit. And we don't know when that is. So then Ospreay gets the rematch with MJF because We don't know when Pac comes
but
back.
I get passed over. Yeah.
Motherfucker. Like, again, let's stay in real, like in kayfabe. You left, bro. We got shows to do.
But that can kind of work because you're being irrational, you asshole. Somebody should say that to him, be like, hey, man, you said we didn't know when you would be back. Like, look, you're the one with all the fucking visa issues. Like, you're here. You're not here. I don't fucking know.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes you're in a prison in London, I guess. I don't fucking know what's going on with you. But, like, just, I get that. I do. Yeah, because he was kind of like, what the fuck, bro? And everybody's like, bro, if you would have been here, it would have been you. You said,
it was you.
Okay, so when do you want it? Right? Like, and then he was still mad about that. And he's like, all right, well, I want it 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, fine.
Neat. Yeah, so he gets his
What
match.
A bastard. What a bastard, that guy.
Yeah, but not the good bastard. This is the dumb bastard. You know what I mean?
The good bastard.
Like, good bastard, I like, right? Like, oh, that bastard. This one's like, you dumb bastard. You know what I mean? Not a good one. But he calls for the winner at All Out.
Spectrum of bastarddom.
There's always a spectrum on everything. But he calls for the winner at All Out in Chicago. So he says, I got the winner. Neat.
All Out.
Mm-hmm. Then we get a video package showing Darby Allin, and he's like, I win everything. I'm here every time. I did. Jack Perry, you stink. Okay. Darby Allin, I guess, makes his way was this a match?
Yeah, because like, why do we get? I never understood that one where like we get a video, and then at the same time it's live roll into the person. It's like, why didn't we just? I guess you record videos earlier, so it is what it is.
Well, but my thought was this is a loophole or a story flaw, because was it a match that he was walking out to? And if that was the case, what about the other person?
Yeah, who was the match? Yeah, did they get a?
Yeah, nothing. But I do like how he did it.
Tonight's prize purse is default awarded to,
the Outrunner. The Outrunner. Yeah. By the way, have you seen
won.
That?
Yeah.
Have you seen that fucking promo package? That is so cool. God, they are so steroid freaks. I can't wait till they go bald. It is so cool how fucking 80s they are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Driving fucking Camaros. Oh, it's the best. Wearing Zuba pants.
Yeah.
Hairy. Yeah. Hairy chest, but no balding on the top of the head.
Mustache.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wearing Oakleys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, talking like about Scott Hall's little cousin.
Yeah, talking about the Oakland A's and how Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco have a future in the sport. You know what I mean?
Yep. Short shorts. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wearing, having chew. They have big chew everywhere.
Mesh muscle shirts, I think they had on some of those things, right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, doing curls with one arm at a time, not two. They do one arm at a time.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's where you isolate, Tom. You isolate.
Yeah. You can do it at the same
controlled
time.
reps.
Yep. You can do it at the same time.
No, it's focused. It's different on the core, Tom. It's different on the core.
Not.
Tom. It's Tom.
It's not. But Darby Allin pounds the ground.
All he needs is a little KT tape, Tom.
Duct tape. Look.
I swear for 11 years on this show, you have railed against this tape.
It's the dumbest thing. It's duct tape. You fucking people. I don't know how everyone's so stupid about this. I get it for pro wrestling because you want to be like, this is the injury. And then if the person attacks it, I get it, right? Because you can't like wrap up a shoulder, right? Like you wrap up ribs. That's easier to do. So if it's a shoulder injury, put on this fucking duct tape. Okay. But these fucking people in real life wear fucking duct tape.
Oh man, and some of them, it is all over, man. It is like over here, sitting over here. The fucking look like a bustier.
Motherfucker, rest. Days rest.
I'd rather see a doctor about that shoulder, man. That's what's going on. It only hurts if I don't pull my shoulder blade up 3 inches. Okay, man.
So I can do the lift if you put the duct tape on, but if you take it off, I can't do the lift. Fuck out.
It'll rip my shoulder off if I do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duct tape. God, it's the funniest thing in the world. Duct tape.
Speaking of that, we get Claudio Castagnoli tonight. All right, anyway.
Yeah, he loves the duct
that.
tape.
Yeah, he loves the KT.
But before we get there, Darby Allin hits the ground, and then Jack Perry, boom, drive-by knee right to the fucking head.
Just
really cool. And then he takes him to the back, and he puts the garage door on him. And then, help me out here. Maybe I'm missing this. Was he then going to just like ram his head with the like equipment case?
Yeah,
why was that so?
Yeah,
but why was that so deadly?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, isn't that just like that's concussion inducing maybe?
Yeah.
But like it's not deadly. Yeah, again,
Darby was gonna
kind of like when we said when you drove a guy through a wall while he's sitting on a pallet on a forklift. It's like, I mean, you might get a cuts and bruises, man. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh,
like, oh man, that drywall fell on me. My ankle hit the 2x4 when we drove through.
I skinned my elbow. Yeah, what the fuck? How's that hurt? So maybe I was missing something there, but I didn't know. But yeah, because the security was acting as if it was, life or death, even though
committed a murder here.
Well, yeah. Darby Allin lit the motherfucker on fire, so maybe he has a case to be pissed.
Yeah.
But at the end of this, Jack Perry goes, Darby, coffin match.
Coffin match.
Why?
Because they want each other dead.
Yeah, that works when it's a undead wizard like Undertaker and Kane.
Well, he does the coffin drop. So we get a coffin match. He's going to do a coffin drop into the coffin.
So should we change the Will Ospreay MJF and have tigers on the outside because there's a tiger driver?
Yeah, and he's going to do the coffin drop into the coffin, and he's going to miss. He's going to fucking hit his head. Yep. Mm-hmm.
There should be one time that he loses a match like that. That would be like perfect.
He goes to do a move like that. He fucks up. We think he Owen Harted himself, and then he.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's a coffin match, right? He does this thing, and they just open it up. He falls in, boom, boom, one.
Oh, I like that. I'm saying he misses, and we think he fucking killed himself.
No,
we're saying he just goes into the guy's laying in the coffin, on the coffin, and then like as soon as he does the drop, he jumps off, opens the fucking coffin, and he lands in. He's like, "Whoop, idiot!"
I won. Yeah, that would be fun.
Sounds like something Swerve would do.
Yeah. Well, he was in the coffin match last year. Remember that?
He never lost.
His dread kept him out.
He never lost.
Speaking of never losing, right now, Toni Storm and Mariah May are on fire. Every fucking segment.
This video is the shit.
I'm not in favor because the live audience, I always think, should get the last thing because they are paying money more than me, who pays money monthly for a television, right? But this should have closed the fucking show.
I mean,
this highlight package was awesome.
Her statement of like, you're going to remember me for the rest of your life. I'm going to fucking forget about you. Like, I'm not going to like, oh God. So great. She's just so sociopathic with it, right? Like just so detached from any human emotion to this.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And her last fucking statement here was, we're both going to die. I just get to write your eulogy.
I can't wait to use that. I'm going to use that on somebody. Like,
yeah, Mom. What?
You fucking know who you
are. Yeah. I love him.
Imagine
if that was the last line of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You could have done it. You could have done Toni Storm goes after who she thinks is Mariah May, because we're supposed to get a statement from Mariah May. It's a stand-in. Toni Storm's beating the shit out of some poor person, kind of a la, earlier in the night.
Don't know
and then the video cuts on. It's the same fucking poor person. They should put the same poor sap, be like, no, it's okay, I'm fine, it's fine. Showed a little fucked up, but fine. They get like, here's a new shirt, and you're like, oh, great, thanks. And then they can beat up again. Yeah. That would be good shit. I like that. So then the video cuts on the board. I know you don't like the like, oh, we're watching somebody on the board, but it fits here where like she's going crazy, thinks she's looking, where's fucking Mariah? Where's Mariah? And it's like, hey, tap, I'm up here, right? Like, idiot, right? And then cuts into her whole promo. Could have done that.
Also,
to end
the
show.
film when it's black and white, and she's like, "We're not doing that anymore."
Yeah.
Oh, I like that was great too, because it was promoted as black and white, like on the whole like rundown of the show, all the stuff, and then she's like, "We're not doing that anymore." She rules. This is the main event. I don't give a fuck when it goes on. This is my main event.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. We might see some shit we'd never even thought we would see in a wrestling match when these two go at it.
I love it. This is my main event. This is the most interesting, besides Hangman, who is the most interesting individual character.
Yeah.
This is the most interesting story in pro wrestling.
But I want you to like think about this, like visualize this. When this match is about to start and they're in front of that gigantic ass crowd and they're doing the like pause, the Hogan Rock moment, which I'm sure they will. It's going to be fucking electric. That crowd is going to be insane for this.
Insane. Speaking of someone who was insane, though, is after the highlight package, the film by Mariah May, we get Mina Shirakawa. Remember her?
Yeah, this was odd.
She's stuck in the middle, and she says she's heartbroken, and she doesn't know what to do. Yep.
Yeah, is she going to get involved, maybe? I don't think it was
that's
needed,
what I'm saying.
But maybe she gets involved, and that's why it was here, right? It was just still to tie the loose ends. But, like, the only way I feel like she gets involved is she helps Mariah May. But, like, maybe not. I could see maybe she's like, no, fuck that, and helps Tony Storm, but maybe it didn't work, right? Because I think Mariah wins this. Maybe. We'll talk about it.
I don't know.
Get time to sleep on it.
But
we got to see what happens next week.
Yeah, but Mina, again, she's great. She's fine. But I was just like, no, you added too much.
Yeah,
you know?
well, and also I understand she was in the story, but kind of briefly, and like not too much really effect for either way. You're like, I don't really care what she thinks about this.
In the end, it served no purpose because Mariah May played Tony Storm. It didn't really matter if Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa liked each other or not.
Right. She didn't play her on her behalf. She didn't play her to like better her. Nothing. She just happened to be around.
Yeah. She just wanted a threesome that night and got it and then moved on and said, let's keep playing.
Yeah. I heard that fact. I heard that happened. I think it happened. Yeah.
Allegedly. Then we get in the ring. We get a 3-way match. Winner gets the number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In. The winner of the Gauntlet match gets an AEW championship match.
Yeah.
I like that. Now we have some stakes. Now we just not, send out Tommy Dreamer. It's like fucking really matters.
It's not the golden hemorrhoid pillow here.
Exactly.
Right? We got,
yeah, it was real shit here.
Poor Scorpio Sky. Whatever happened with that, right?
Probably retired. He's so old. Yeah, he's so old. But we get a 3-way match. It's Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly.
Friend of the show.
And as you know, 2 of these individuals like each other. Those same 2 individuals hate the other one. And we get some fun. We do get a couple times where Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong are working together. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple spots where it was like, they seem to really get that chemistry back going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they know each other a little bit.
Yeah. And it ends with Kyle O'Reilly getting an armbar on Roderick Strong, and Orange Cassidy was just laying there because he got taken out, doing a little roll up on Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly loses to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy gets that number 1 spot. Kyle O'Reilly visibly punches the ring, but then it's like, it's okay. Yep, he won. What do you think about that? You think we're getting something out of this?
I don't know. Kyle O'Reilly has been one of the most, like, we get something out of Kyle O'Reilly one week and we're like, what does that mean? Is this character going to be this? And then, like, we do nothing with Kyle O'Reilly, like, now listen, I'm not saying there's a lot. I'm not like, hey, we should put more Kyle O'Reilly on the TV. I'm not saying that either. He's one of these where I'm like, okay, I'm sure the boys love him back there, right? He's got a lot of connections, a lot of friends back there. He is obviously a good wrestler, right? He's traveled the roads, been all around the world. But I don't know what we're doing with this guy. He feels like Mark Briscoe 0.2 less cool, right?
Yeah, my thing with Kyle O'Reilly, since I've become aware of him on weekly television, right? I was aware of him when he would wrestle, and he came to Kansas City, wrestled for whatever that promotion was.
Did our podcast.
Yeah, did a podcast with us. But the character Kyle O'Reilly weekly on television has always felt like we find one thing that we actually like. So, for example, when it was in the Undisputed...
The NXT,
yeah,
Undisputed
era, yeah. And he was doing the air guitar thing with the championship belt. And we're like, oh, that's so fucking cool. That guy.
Well, and they were doing that, like, was he the one that got kidnapped when they were doing the whole, or whatever, like he was in the trunk?
Yeah,
I forget which one that one was.
But this is what I was going to go at. So he does the air guitar thing, right? The da-da, and we're like, oh, he's so cool. And he does it each week, and we're like, awesome. And then, breaking kayfabe for a moment, they say to him, Kyle, here's your shot. Go. And he's like, what? I got the air guitar. And we're like, so what's next? Here's more time. And he's like,
Skibbity bimbo. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, well, get back. But then, right when we're like, hey, man, why is this motherfucker on the, hey, he's in the conglomeration and he does the fun thing with Mark Briscoe. And now it's like, okay, so here's your time. And he goes, oh, good. And you're like, okay.
He does.
You know what I mean?
He's one where he's like, so that means Sunday we're going to fight and then we're just going to see who's tougher. And it just kind of feels like one of those promos where we're like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, guy. Like, all right. Next. Yeah. I agree with you.
That's how, that's how it feels. I did like in this match, though. Did you catch the spot where there was a chair that was introduced? Mark Briscoe and Ishii get involved with which again, where the fuck's Wardlow? But I digress. But there's a spot where Orange Cassidy sits on the chair and then Roderick Strong goes over the top of him. I did like that. That was fun.
I still remind you of our sit in the chair match idea from TNA that was, still could use. Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly feels like AEW seems to do this. When they don't know what to do with wrestler A, they find wrestler B they don't know what to do with, wrestler C they don't know what to do with, and wrestler D they don't know what to do with. And like, these guys are just going to hang out. They're going to be in segments together. And we don't know why. Like, it just kind of, like, hopefully something happens. And it kind of doesn't. Just kind of hasn't here. Now, this match, fine. And again, we have stakes on it. So this worked, right? Like, gave these folks something to do.
Yeah.
Reminded us of who they are. Kind of reminded me that I kind of like Orange Cassidy a lot. Roderick Strong has some moments, right? I feel like he's useful, but not as like a main guy, right? I feel like he's a good part of a faction or a group, right?
Yeah. And again, where's Wardlow? Where is he?
Do you really want to know where he's at, or would you rather
just kinda. Just at least tell me that he's fired or something.
Hasn't Jim Ross or Mark Henry helped this guy get over to NXT yet or something? Like, just go.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep Ricky Starks. Get rid of Wardlow. If we're going to get rid of anyone. Well, apparently RIP the Lucha Bros too. That makes me sad.
Yeah. I'd pour one out for the homies here, but I want to drink it actually. Which brings me to the reminder, you can be our beer sponsor of the week. You go to allelitewrapup.com. There's 2 ways to donate. You give us a nice Andy Jack in there or something, right? Give us some beer money. Tell us if there's a specific beer you want us to get, or just tell us to grab some beer. We'll drink it right here. We'll tell everybody great things about you. We'll tell people like how cool of a person you are, how wonderful you are to other human beings, how great you smell, all kinds of great things like that. Just help us out. And which brings us to tonight's sponsor. Nobody.
Me.
Nobody. Yeah, our goddamn selves. So, look that up. AllEliteWrapUp.com. Your sponsor of the week. Could be you. Could be you. And don't you want it to be you? Why wouldn't you want to give us money? And
we give great compliments. We give great compliments.
Great compliments. Yeah, you could play it for your spouse. Be like, see? These guys think I'm cool, funny, and nice.
Look at that. That's what you'll get. That's what you'll get when you become the beer sponsor. Then we go backstage, and it's Claudio, and it's Okada. They talked.
They did. The messages of what they said were good. it just felt slow and drawn out, right? Now I get one of us has a significant, language barrier. I don't even say barrier. He speaks the language.
And then Okada.
Then Okada. Well, that's not what I was going after, but Okada's a little bit more slower, but he speaks it fine, but you can tell he's got to practice and he's trying to hit words that he doesn't normally speak, right? But
that's totally fine. And then we got
Claudio. Now, what I will say is Claudio's second part, the response after he gets called a bitch and he leaves is a little more okay, there's some fire, right? But
then don't leave, Okada. Right? Because now you just look like the tough guy who's like getting yelled at by their dad, and then the dad leaves the room and be like, I tell you.
But that's kind of Okada's thing. I don't even hate it because he's just kind of yeah, whatever, man.
No, but I'm saying Claudio.
I know.
Claudio should have been you should grab his, keep him in the room.
But yeah, maybe grab him, don't let him walk away. Yeah. But even that, maybe that's what gets Claudio. If we had more time, I would then Claudio next week, right, is that motherfucker, you know what I mean? He said fucking, and then just walked away from me, right? Let him go fucking, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Yeah.
It just, it felt the little kid now talks trash to their parent. And I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But the bitch, and then you got 99 problems, and this bitch is one.
This is going to be one, yeah. Yeah.
By the way,
but it just it felt more that was the part where he really was it was he actually got into the character and was no, fuck you, right? But the first part was hey man, you say you're the best, but it's me. And whatever, loser. It was just kind of what Okada said. You know what I mean? He's whatever, bitch. I fucking win everything, and you don't do shit.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Side note, I did not catch that next week's Dynamite is in Cardiff. Huh? How much fun's that going to be? First international Dynamite that I can think of, at least. Canada doesn't
count. We didn't get our invite. We didn't get our Tony didn't send our tickets.
Our
flight logs.
Yeah. Canada doesn't count as international because it's America's hat. You know what I mean? So, but Cardiff, I've been to Cardiff. Have you been to Cardiff?
No, I've not been to Cardiff.
Beautiful. Love
I have not been there. I managed to get some European countries, but never managed to get there. Yep.
People were very friendly.
Hope to. We got some very good friends of the show over there that I would like to meet up with.
Definitely.
Over there. Across the pond.
Yeah.
Across the wall. All right.
Easy.
Let's stick to that. I'll quit my day job, right? Yeah.
Where's
Ash? We need Ash in here, right?
But we go to a commercial break. We come back. Guess who's joining us? It's the triple champion himself, Christian Cage. And he goes, bitch, I'm winning everything. Nick Wayne is going to kick Kip Sabian's ass on Rampage. I'm not going out because you guys fucking suck. Yeah, that fatherless loser is going to get his ass kicked. I'm not walking out to the ring because this place sucks. And I'm going to win every belt at the same time. I'm going to pull a Kurt Angle and have all these fucking titles, right? I like this. What did you think?
He should make sure, and we've run this before with the I'm the tag team champions, but he needs to be I'm the trios champions, right? And let them be what?
Yeah.
Right? Be but go ahead, Worry.
Oh, I was going to say, I forgot about the part where he tells Renee to leave and is hopefully you're a better mother than you are at interviewing.
Yeah. Or I think he said you're probably just as bad a mother as you are an interviewer. I was eating dinner and I literally kind of coughed my food and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Renee knew he was about to say that either. Because I think
that's if we're breaking kayfabe again, that's probably a cut and him going right to her and hugging her, right? Hey, everything. Hey, it was a line I thought of. It was a line I thought of on
method
the plane
actor
here. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. So
albeit though, I've heard through the the podcast and the interviews Christian Cage is kind of a pompous ass in real life to some extent. I think people are but we love him. But he's a pompous ass. They're this isn't a whole lot of a stretch for a character. They said for him. That's why he does it so well.
I like it. Yeah. By the way, do you know what the word podcast comes from? I found this out a couple days ago.
Because of the iPod and then the broadcast.
Broadcasting on an iPod podcast.
Yep. Because they were the first one to really do it, right? Yeah. It was podcasts. Yeah, I mean, they weren't the first. They were the first one to sort of mass market it in a central place. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally forgot about the iPod until then.
Yeah, them old school click wheel pieces of shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Game Boy
customized. Get it customized with their name on the back. I remember that. I brought up that Christian Cage wasn't going to walk out with Nick Wayne on Rampage, because then we go into the ring and Tony Schiavone goes, well, Norfolk and I say, we don't fucking want you.
Speaking of this person from Virginia, we don't fucking want you. Yeah. Tony Schiavone, I love that guy, man. If I see that guy, I'm going to hug him.
I would love to, yeah. I just love, and I hope that we get some payoff with this, because I loved that when Tony Schiavone was waiting for Mariah May to speak, he's like, speak, bitch, right? And then Taz and Excalibur, hey.
You're like, whoa. Bro, yeah.
But then we get to Collision, and Mariah May's like, can I speak now, bitch? Can I? And like, yes, because it's about time that they hear it, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Too often, the trope is bad guy, let's just say Triple H, says, last week I heard that Jim Ross was talking about, and then he beats him up. But just the subtlety of like, oh, now can I speak?
Yeah,
like oh, fuck, shit. One of these things.
Refuse to believe that anything other than like Tony Schiavone let bitch slip and was not intending to say it, did not mean to say it. And that's why those guys were like, Jesus, dude, like, don't, what? Whoa. They're like, bro, did you drink tonight? Like, the fuck is going on?
Well, she ain't fucking speaking. Well, how much time we got? God damn it.
Well, yeah, I know they were just like, keep it rolling. Cut Tony's mic.
The best.
Dump button.
Yeah, it was great. So Tony Schiavone, though, he's out there because he brings out Hook, and don't let Hook talk. Stop.
Yeah. So here's what they tried to do.
No,
because we've said, don't let him speak. So they thought, all right, we're going to let him speak, but he's going to get the fuck up in the camera and he's going to fucking talk like that. And nope. Didn't come off good enough, man, because he's just like, as good as he is. He's good. Not for nothing. The average person, if they were sitting around, don't think like while he's just standing there, like, this is the guy that's going to murder everybody. We see him do it in the ring, so the competitors know. But like, if he was like, I'll fuck you up, I think a lot of people would be like, bitch, try it. Now they might get worked over, right? Because he does know how to do it. But
like, laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Laugh. Right.
Because, and I'm not saying that he is this, right? I'm not saying that at all. But the thought that I have, and if it goes with Mercedes Moné too, is like, you don't ask Daniel Day-Lewis to do comedy, right? Because he does drama, I drink your milkshake, all that shit. Like, do what you're good at. Stop. Because I reject this notion. Hold on. I reject this notion that like a wrestler has to be great at everything. I do say that it has to be more than just one thing, right? You have to have presence and all this other stuff. But like, not everyone has to cut a 10-minute promo every week.
No,
to be
I agree. Champion, but if we're going to do long runs with Hook and feature him as one of the feature stars of the show for months at a time, do we have to pair him with somebody who can do the speaking for him, though, when it's needed?
When I thought if you're going to make him speak, the perfect presentation of him was when he was in New York and it was the subways and he was sitting on the
vignettes.
The steps in Brooklyn or whatever. Yeah. And he's just like, hey,
no live mic.
Want to know? No live mic ever. No live mic. I never want to see him.
It is all those. Mic. Yeah, it is black and white. He's on the subway. The hoodie's over his fucking face. He's kind of like what Darby does.
Yeah.
Honestly. And in fact, Darby is less cool when he's standing there with the mic talking on the thing than he is in those. So do that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because remember when the train, the subway train would go by and it would have Hook on it, and it would have the Hook. Yeah. That's how.
Remember when Sting said he was a hoodlum?
God bless him. He heard the word.
Great dude. Okay? Great guy. Yeah.
But he heard a word. He's gonna say it. Why not? I'm okay.
Hoodlum, right? Wasn't that it? It was hoodlum, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hoodlum. Yeah. Speaking about old people that shouldn't be talking, Chris Jericho then follows.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he fucking just says his bullshit. Stop.
It's bad.
This is, I just don't, no one wants this, man.
The cast of characters looks weird too. Like, again, I was watching this trying to think outside, like, if I was somebody today, for some reason, I was like, if I was somebody who had never seen this before, what these guys, like, fucking don't look like they belong together. Well, they don't, like, this is the whole gimmick is just weird.
Yeah. Well, I do, like, again, if you were to just say it's a veteran taking young guys, okay. Because one thing that Triple H is the fucking worst at, even Vince McMahon too, because that's where he learned it from, is like, not all the black guys need to be together, not all the Mexicans need to be together, not all the white guys from, the Midwest.
All the skinny guys are together, right?
Yeah. So I'm okay with like the diversity in the group. But
it's not about the diversity, it's just though, but like one guy's wearing cowboy getup, another guy's got a suit with no shirt on, and he's fucking 7'9", and then Jericho's old and got weird chest, and like and his wife fucking raided the Capitol. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, and then you got the Brian Keith, who just
that's what I'm saying. He's dressed up like a fucking cowboy, like an 1895 cowboy.
And so these assholes, they said shit. Next week, Hook versus Big Bill. Okay. We got a match.
Justin Flores said the New York accent came out in the second half of his promo.
Oh, of Hook? Yeah.
Oh, Hook. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't want to hear an accent from him. I
don't even mind the New York accent. But it just feels like when you hear a young kid too early to think he should be talking shit, starts talking shit. Now, Hook might physically be there, but like his voice sounds like he's still a 13-year-old going, "Oh yeah, Dad, I'll beat your ass," and like it doesn't come across as cool as you look when you don't say anything, right? So like maybe say less, right? Like
it feels to me as if you're asking someone in high school to do a 10-minute presentation and they have 4 minutes, and then you gotta just watch them try to fill to the 10-minute mark, and it's like, nope, so dumb.
In fact, the idea should never be like, and now we're going to interview Hook, because like, again, if I'm an interviewer and I'm AEW, if I'm objectively looking at this, like, people are going to turn the channel. The guy can't speak, right? Like, so have him interrupt people's promos, right? Where he can say, "Fuck you, bitch," right? Like, that's all he's got to do, right? Like you said, no, like, fucking 5 words or less. Let's get this guy
hand a chip. Yeah, if you're doing a babyface promo, you're handing chips. If you're doing a heel promo, you're punching him in the face. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, then what you do to endear him to folks is you put him in zany places where he's not saying anything again, right? And it's weird because he's in all these crazy over social things. What you get is like people hanging all over him at a party being like, "Man," and then wrecked him, damn near killed him, right? And everybody's laughing. And he's just sitting there eating chips, like, right? Just grooving. Everybody's like, "Man, I love you, man. You're the only person that fucking listens to me, dog," right? Like, you know what I mean? It truly gets me, right? And then he's just like, eating chips, and they pound him up and he's off, right? And then he's on to the next stripper or whatever, right? Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need him to speak much. You just got to make him cool and put him in cool spots.
Exactly. So after that,
nothing with Jericho is cool. Nothing with Jericho is cool, and hasn't been since the list, maybe?
No,
I guess he did some early stuff in AEW here that was cool.
But... Oh, yeah, when he was calling himself the youngest AEW world champion because he was the only one.
Yeah, Le Champion was good.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what? It was the last time when he did this match with Nick Gage. After that, it kind of was all downhill, right? He did that.
Fucking dominoes, man.
Yeah, it was like this was like the apex, and then it's been kind of a downhill slide ever since.
Fucking day.
I mean, really, you know what? I should probably I really think that could be like the right.
We should do a YouTube documentary on the fall of Jericho, right?
In AEW,
yeah. Then we could interview Nick Gage and have him be like, "Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I think we maxed out his potential, and then after that, it's all downhill."
He went through the glass, and he never got up.
Yeah, he never quite recovered. That's what happens, when you fuck with MDK. Oh, motherfucking dirt.
Yeah, because the matches and stuff were cool with
fucking god of this shit.
Because Eddie Kingston and him, I'm trying to give him more credit. Eddie Kingston makes everything great. So it didn't suck when it was Eddie Kingston and Jericho.
Could you imagine if we had a let's say they were like, we're starting a rebellion in AEW, and it's Eddie Kingston and Nick motherfucking Gage, and their Retribution style fucking shit up, right? I know Retribution failed in WWE, but like jumping over the guardrails, right? Shanking a motherfucker, right? Like ripping cords out, and like fuck
baseball
this,
bats,
shit on fire.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston could throw. Remember when he threw a fucking TV at Jericho? Remember when he had the big screen TV and he's like, bitch.
Yeah, because that's what I want. Eddie Kingston on a mission, or I want Eddie Kingston I'm trying to eat this fucking cake, man. like I need one of those two, but nothing in between. That's what I need.
Yeah, loved it. All right, so then we get back into the in-ring action, and this is our second World Championship match. It's for the Tag Team Championships. Young Bucks are going up against the Acclaimed. I didn't get this part. So the Acclaim jump the Young Bucks on the ramp, which is good because we don't necessarily need a rap every week from the Acclaim. So good. But then I guess like 4 minutes in, here comes old man Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, why were you there?
What? I was looking for you guys. I went to Canada and I went to Gorilla and you weren't fucking there. Whatever they call it. Yeah.
And then he gets kicked out. So then we get at the end of the match, FTR. I keep doing it. I'm not doing it. FTR comes out, and then old man Billy Gunn is back out.
Yeah, he's back, even though he's banned. We should get something next week where they're like, "You're fucking fine, Billy Gunn," right?
Yeah,
$10,000. Yeah. I also did you catch that the announcers were kind of like they kind of shit on the storyline to begin with because they were like, "I get you're the number one contender. Why did you fuck with FTR then? You guys have this match lined up. Why are you even involving FTR? Why are you pissed off at that?" Right? And I was kind of like, why are you guys drawing attention to that? You wrote the motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, because in storyline, I understand what the Acclaim were getting after was no, right. You're not kind of like Pac, right? You're not now Pac left, but like you're not jumping us at All In just because we want to do the rematch from last year. We deserve that shit, so stay out. I get that.
Right.
But yeah, you don't also need it. You just say, hey, that's us.
I got next. Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, you can have the next pay-per-view. You can have All Out, right?
Or even kind of like, you guys want to beat each other up? Cool, we got next on Dynamite. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that it would almost be like, all right, fucking.
Yeah. So, yeah, it ends in a DQ. The Young Bucks look cool. These two teams look silly. We get on Collision this Saturday. The winner faces the Young Bucks at All In. So that means it's going to be a triple threat.
It's going to be a triple threat.
Who cares? And then, Tim, right? I mean, let's just get to it. Let's just say it.
Is Collision still the FTR show? Like, did they never leave because of the CM Punk time? Like, is it still just like, we work Saturday nights, brother?
Yeah, well, and I also think
it's probably a family-friendly schedule for them.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're not missing too many things.
They fly out Friday night or Friday, get into town, get back by Monday, Tuesday, or whatever, or Monday. That's probably right. That's probably why it is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what my guess would be.
Which great. Great. Look, this is what I said. I don't need you there. The old school, like, I'm going to lose my spot. I would prefer you give a planned 3-month break to some guy. You don't have anything to do with him. Then bring him back, right? I would prefer Tony Khan, a billionaire, just pay that motherfucker to go work out and train and rest up, like not get injured all the fucking time.
Yes, I will say though, we also need, if the Young Bucks are going to be EVPs running everything, if that's the storyline, you need to be there every week at every show.
And we need to see you doing more boss shit, I think. Like, instead of just we're like, we're going to fuck with this guy. Like, let's also see you do some boss stuff that, like, doesn't necessarily concern you and almost annoys you or something, right? Like, what? Like, somebody shoving, like, paychecks? Fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll get to those later, something, right? Because that could come back on them, right? Like, do some shit. Let's see some shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Show up on Collision and be like, a tag match in the first hour? No. And then just like, we're moving it. And then we never get that tag match. And it's like, oh, who cares?
Tag team be like, bitch, you bumped me. I was supposed to earn fucking fight money. Where I'd be like, sorry, card subject to change.
Yeah, nah, it's fine. And then they beat him up. Yeah.
See, this is called the pencil. We got it, brother. That kind of shit.
Yeah. So we move on and we go, man, I tell you what, we get a highlight package of Bryan Danielson, and it made me, as I posted on Threads, made me remember I've got my 20-year high school reunion coming up because Green Day's whatever the fuck that song's called.
So the peek behind the curtain, I saw that's what Bryan Danielson once played at his funeral, which at that point will be, I mean, hopefully he lives a long time, right? And it'll be really old. But like, it's so cliche of the like, somebody's retiring and somebody's dying, we play this Green Day song now, right? Like it's everything, right? So it felt, but the thing that caught me unaware is like, we don't know that Bryan Danielson's career is ending, right? Like, why are we?
But it could be.
Why are we playing this now? But why wouldn't we play that after his career does end if he loses the match? Because what if he wins and he's a world champion and he holds that belt for a fucking year? Why did we play that video? Like, what the fuck was the point of it? I do like this. I like that because, again, the guy's got money. Tony Khan is able to produce these kind of video packages with so much of the footage that you would want to use being inaccessible to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, to put together a highlight career of Bryan Danielson stuff without using his Daniel Bryan stuff at all is really impressive, to be honest with you. Like, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of people sourcing some shit that's probably obscure.
Yeah, well, the Ring of Honor stuff definitely helped too.
Ring of Honor helps, yeah, of course.
The Green Day song doesn't make me think of, it makes me think of End of School. It's like that, and then that Graduation song by Vitamin C. Remember that?
Yeah, and it almost feels like it feels like a breakup song more than it feels like a "Oh my God, you died" song or a "Oh my God, like, you know what I mean, we'll never see this person again" song, right? It does feel like a man, I'm sorry to see this end, but I get it, and like hey, best of luck to you. You know what I mean? Hope things go well. No harm, no foul. We're good, right? It feels like that, right? It feels like an emotional, like, we did everything we could here, right? But like,
the death song is Yesterday.
Oh yeah,
and it's been covered by 9 million people.
Yeah.
It's the most covered
karaoke
song,
which is
it's
weird.
the most covered song. Yeah,
so
it's the most covered song in the history of music. There's more covers of Yesterday than any other song known to man.
Fucking good.
What's your favorite version? Let's just have a fight.
Oh, I mean, I like the Beatles one. I don't. Yeah,
that's not the best one.
Man.
I love the Beatles. Yeah. That's not the best one. It's not even top 5. No, the best one is the Boys to Men.
Ooh, okay, so
that is the best one.
God damn, that's true. So again, that's one of those where I feel like kind of where we talk about tag team match versus singles match. Like, well, yeah, guy. You got fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony up here fucking harmonizing all over each other and fucking, you know what I mean, 8 times over. It should sound like a choir versus fella gets up here and sings a song.
Boys to Men.
Really
I don't know if there's a song. Yeah. I don't know if there's a song that they do that isn't the best.
That is bad, yeah. Like, what would you listen to and be like, that kind of sucked?
They got rid of the fucking bass guy, though. So now it's just touring with 3 of them. Yeah. They kicked him out, and apparently they hate that guy. And I was reading about it. The family of that guy, the family of that guy also hate him. Like, everyone hates this fucking guy, apparently.
So they don't do it with the bass guy, though?
They just tour with 3s. They're coming to town, and I'm going to go.
They loop over, they WWE that shit. They loop the bass in over them.
Of all the people to miss.
They do the chef thing from South Park where they just like clip his old voice from things.
But of the 4, the bass is the easiest one to like get past, right? You don't really hear the bass. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah.
The bass isn't getting a lot of solos. You know what I mean?
No, it's not getting a lot of solos, but it is pretty important in an urban music, right? Like,
but you can get around it. You know.
Yeah. I mean? Well, that's what I mean. Like, I think they probably just pipe in some low tone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what they also have is an accompanying band and some, they may have a backup singer back there doing the bass parts where his mic's turned up a little more, right? And they, you never are the wiser. Yeah, they should call themselves Boys 3 Men now. Just to fuck with that guy.
They hate him. They hate him. There's a documentary, and I say documentary, they're involved. I don't really think the subject should be involved.
Unauthorized. Right?
Yeah. Well, it's authorized. They're a part of it. But they talk about it. It's a really good video, whatever, special, because they talk about how like they were the boy band. Huh?
Were they like steal money from him or something, this guy?
Oh, the guy. Yeah, they didn't really say. They were just like, fuck that guy. That was the part. But the movie or whatever you want to call it is was about how like they were the boy band.
Yeah.
And they were the boy band and they were the boy band. And then white people did the boy band. And guess who we didn't hear from again? The boy band.
What they weren't doing though that boy bands did was fucking all the dancing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, right. But they were doing the "I'll make love to you." Oh,
right.
You remember that fucking video and the nightgown goes down?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was a kid, I was like,
yeah.
Oh, and then I didn't see anything. Oh, this sucks.
You were like, I can't wait to have a girlfriend, and then I'll like say shit to her. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The other part of that, I don't know why I keep telling you about this, because you should watch it. And if you're watching this or listening to it, you should also watch it. I'll find the name of it. I probably won't, but look it up. They also talk about
your favorite documentary.
Yeah, but they also talk about how Jodeci was pissed at Boys to Men because Jodeci was like, we're the real fucking group here. They're dancing for white people. Like, that's how they kept saying it, is like, no, they're in bow ties and doing mall shows. We're the ones talking that real shit.
I knew a guy one time this guy in the military, we were fucking around or something, and I was like, all right, I need your email. And he was like, all right. It's like, don't laugh at me. I'm like, what? And he's like, it's Jodeci 16 or whatever the numbers were. Yahoo or whatnot. And I was like, for real, man. He's like, hey, man, it was a long time ago.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like, all right. I was like, but you haven't picked another one? Like, you didn't just let that down. He's like, no, it's where all my shit is. Yeah. It's in Jodeci 16 or whatever.
Yes.
I hope he's still using that shit today.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he has to tell people, be like, yeah, go ahead and send that interview request to him.
Well,
J-O-D.
But now kids are
they may not know what it is.
They probably know. Yeah, they're just like, no, that's
what I mean.
Name.
You just spell it out. Nobody's the wiser. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that your son's name? Nope.
Oh, it's our family's original name when they moved over, but they changed it.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and then remember that came out of Jodeci was Casey and JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my life.
Yeah. Oh, there's no song better than that.
I had a friend. He couldn't play the fucking piano, but he taught himself the first little right? Because the house party that we would, or the house that we would use for house parties, the person's name was Ashley, but her house had a piano. And so he learned it, right? He was like, a lot of girls here. And over like the course of like, it was quick because it wasn't a lot, right? But he learned it in like a month. And then, dude, there was this party and we're all kind of just fucking around, and always people are like, bang, 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 ha, 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 right? And we weren't playing music or anything like that. And there was probably 15, 20 people. And this motherfucker got up there and does the and I swear to God, all the girls, all the girls just stood up. It was like they fucking levitated off the couches and just left with them. It was like we didn't see another woman for like 2 weeks. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I mean, it'll have that effect. You play that now. If you like learn how to play that on the piano and just bust it out, like if you're at like a evening, restaurant that's like calm and relaxing, you just walk up to that piano, everybody will be like, oh fuck yeah, this guy got everybody laid tonight. Thanks, guy.
Yeah. Man, I remember talking to him about it too, because I was like, Cliff was his name. I was like, Cliff, did you fucking learn how to play the piano? He's like, no.
I learned how to play that song on the piano.
I learned this. And I remember, because we played a football together. I ran. I was like, I was so mad that I didn't think about it. Like, I just took off. I was like, God damn.
Why is he cooler than me?
Oh, he was so much cooler than me. Oh, man. Yeah, dude.
So you're trying to learn how to play that song on the piano is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're like, I'm practicing on my phone. I got a piano coming in 3 weeks off the Amazon.
Yep.
Piano here.
Hey.
You can go practice.
I might.
Yeah.
We get to the main event. It's a non-title match. It's Swerve. It's Yuta. Swerve wins. It was fun, right? We didn't do too much out of the box. Well, the ending of it was, right? Yuta's unconscious. We got Swerve continuing to hit him.
You can take an ass whooping.
Yeah. I liked how he sold this too, because he didn't do the like pro wrestling shakes around. He did the like, I'm unconscious laying here as I would be.
Just hitting me
punching
like,
my face.
I mean, just dead.
Yeah. And then Danielson, why was he in the crowd? Side question.
Why wouldn't you like again,
walk out with him?
You're not a you've walked out with him and been ringside multiple times.
All of a sudden now we're front row. We took someone's seat. We took that fucking fan who got beat up by Camille and took her seat.
Commentary? We do guest commentary all the time with folks involved with the in-ring competitors. Yeah. We do it several times a show.
But did you catch what I did there? Full circle. Well, he took the seat of the girl.
Of the girl who got there. Has to be, yeah. We still don't have an update about that person.
What an asshole thing to do.
Sacrificed,
You don't need to take her seat. Jerk.
You should be meeting her backstage and giving her signed memorabilia. He took her seat.
Yeah, what
a seat filler? Have we reduced Bryan Danielson to a seat filler?
AEW, bad promotion.
Remember when they were doing that to us during the show that we were at? What did we last go to? We went to
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Yeah, I had to go piss, and they sat some guy next to you.
Yeah, I was like, he's coming right back. No. I was like, okay. And then I needed to get up.
Yes, we literally just moved over, and I was like, sup, brah?
Yeah, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Then I literally saw that guy texting, and I was like, he better not be talking shit, right? So I looked, and he was literally, all he said was like, yeah, I'll be back as soon as this guy gets back from the piss. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. I was just like
watching. I was like, I was hoping he'd be like, this asshole who smelled bad next to me. I was going to be like, hey, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. So what do we get?
The guy with the big dick next to me went up to go to the bathroom now, so now I got to wait. This is what he wrote, something like that.
Oh, good. So he said that about me? That was very nice.
Yeah, it was nice of him. Yeah.
Not true, but very nice. But afterwards, Swerve grabs the microphone.
Subjective. Might have been big to him.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, very true. Right. Yep. Swerve grabs the microphone and he's like, "Hey, Danielson, I'm gonna cripple your ass like your boy Yuta." So dick, right? Okay. And then Danielson goes like, "Well, how is my friend?" And so he turns his back, and the house call from Swerve here was 100% on the money.
Yeah. Just caught him.
Man. And then he does the slow motion yes.
Yeah.
Credit to him, though, because the crowd starts doing it because wrestling fans are generally dumb. And they're just, I guess we're doing this. It's supposed to be mocking. You're not supposed to join in on the evil person doing it, you dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You weren't supposed to in this story, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. But he didn't go fat because you could have, right? And then the whole place, but he just was like, nope. Because I'm an asshole.
So it helped die it out a little.
Yeah. That was very good job breaking kayfabe from like making sure you didn't become the fucking fan favorite all of a sudden.
Well, it's just he's cooler, right? He's like, no.
Yeah. And I also liked how he's doing the yes, but Nana is still doing the Swerve there. I'm still doing my shit. I ain't joining that. This is my thing. Yeah. I love it. So that was AEW Dynamite. Fun little night of action. I enjoyed this one. I like the video packages. What did you think?
I thought so too. We jam-packed it with several title matches. We told some stories here. We're building up. We obviously have the biggest event of the year, quite possibly, coming up. So I think they're really putting their money where their mouth, or money where their mouth is, and delivering some stuff here. I liked it. I got hyped. I think I came away with likely mostly everything, right? Except Jericho. And maybe Mira Shirakawa we could have dealt without, but
Mino hopefully will lead to something, right? So it's like, oh, okay, so that's what that meant, right? That's what I'm hoping there. Yeah, Jericho, just go away, brother. Go away. How were you so good at that, and now you're not?
We didn't want Hook to speak, but you can't give me Hook speaking, and then you followed up with Jericho speaking also. Like, bad move.
No. One or the other.
When clearly Jericho wrote Hook's lines to begin with, and then that's been this plan the whole time. Somebody back there was like, Jericho, work with Hook, teach him up. And I don't know that Jericho in 2024 is showing that, like, he really should be the one to be like, this will hit. This will hit.
Yeah. He's, anyhow. But that was AEW. We got Collision again, acclaimed FTR on Saturday night. Friday night, we got Nick Wayne taking on Kip Sabian. And then we go to Europe.
Loser, Kip Sabian.
Yeah, fatherless loser. But then we go to Cardiff over there in Europe, do a Dynamite. Yep. And then we go to London for the big old show in Wembley.
With the gray skies and the bad food. And they'll...
Although it was perfect weather on our honeymoon. It was 75 to 80 degrees every day and sunny, to the point where our tour guide said, I just want you guys to know that this is not how it is.
This ain't it. Like, this ain't it. Don't come back here expecting this. Don't go buying property here expecting this paradise.
I'm like, damn. All right, well,
you will be miserable like the rest of us.
You
will suffer in depression. And all right.
Suffer like us all.
Yeah. Think Seattle. Okay.
There it is. So, man, I'm going to Seattle next month. Did you know that?
Excited. My friend is coming from Seattle to here. We were like, no, man, we kind of want to go see you. Don't come here. Like, we want to go where you're at. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to a Mariners game, so it should be
nice. Because you're doing all the ballparks. Yep. How many you got now?
We're at 7. This will be 8. And
there's 30.
30.
Straight 30.
Yep, 30.
All right, got some work to go.
Well, which kind of sort of. So, like, for example, Oakland. This is their last year in Oakland. They're going to Sacramento next year, but Sacramento said, fuck you, don't use our name. So on the, like, when they play other teams, it just says
Oakland.
The Athletics. No, it says the Athletics. Oakland said, fuck you, you're not using our town. Sacramento said, fuck you, you're not using our town. They want to go to Vegas. The mayor of Vegas said, fuck you, we don't want you here. So this A's team is so we're not counting the A's yet. So it's 29. You know what I mean?
They got to settle on a home, right?
Settle on their shit.
And they become the Nashville Athletics.
Something. Yeah.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, that's cool. We are, by the way, reminding folks that for All In, you can go to the Comedy Club of Kansas City. Check out their website. We're putting on a watch along there. If you'll be live in the Kansas City area, might see us there. And other than that, hit us up, send us the emails, send us the threads. Go to alleatwrapup.com to find all the links you need, including those donate links if you want to be the beer sponsor of the week. And we'll be back here next week, most likely on Thursday. We haven't talked that out, but stay tuned to the website for details. When we'll be talking about the go home show for AEW Dynamite as we build up to All In where are we at? Is it London, Cardiff, whatever?
London.
So yeah, Tom, anything else before we part? Talking.
Two best players on earth. I'm pointing at them. Two best players on earth. I'm pointing at them. Boom, boom.
Pat and
and
Bob.
you would know what you knew what I was doing if you're watching this. So there you go.
Yeah. Watch us live and do that next week when we're right back here on the All Elite Wrap Up.